6 hidden clues they secretly fantasize about you every night. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not about finding the perfect person, but seeing an imperfect person perfectly. Zrania Sam Keen. Have you ever noticed someone's gaze lingering a bit longer than usual, almost as if they're lost in thought, weaving a narrative in their mind where you play the lead role? What if I told you that right now, someone you know might be endlessly consumed by thoughts of you? Not just occasionally, but obsessively. They're imagining conversations you haven't had yet, replaying moments that never happened, and dreaming of the possibilities they wish would come to life. But how can you tell? After all, people don't often confess when their minds are overwhelmed with longing. They keep it hidden, acting cool and composed. Yet, psychology always has a way of revealing the truth through subtle clues. Welcome to Old Stoic Wisdom, where we uncover the deep, fascinating layers of human behavior. Today, we're diving into something both profoundly emotional and exciting. 6 undeniable signs that someone can't stop fantasizing about you. Each of these clues is backed by real psychological insights, manifesting in tiny but telling behaviors. And if you spot even one of these signs, it's possible you're living rent-free in someone's heart and imagination. Sign number 1. They mirror you without realizing it. The subconscious link. One of the clearest and most scientifically proven signs that someone is deeply attracted to you, both mentally and emotionally, is mirroring. But this isn't about the obvious, superficial imitation, like parroting your words or mimicking your exact movements. No, we're talking about unconscious mimicry, a powerful and almost invisible force that reveals a profound psychological connection. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how someone subconsciously reflects your gestures, posture, or even the rhythm of your speech without even realizing it? It's a clear sign that something more is happening beneath the surface, something that transcends casual interaction. According to research from the University of California, people who have an emotional or romantic attraction to someone will unknowingly imitate their movements, from how they stand to the way they speak. If you notice them crossing their arms when you do, leaning in when you lean, or even picking up on phrases and expressions you frequently use, don't chalk it up to coincidence. This is their subconscious way of saying, "I'm in tune with you. You're on my mind." They're mentally syncing with you, creating an invisible bond, even before they speak a single word. It's a silent affirmation that you've entered their mental space, becoming the center of their thoughts, their desires, their fantasies. Now, this mirroring isn't limited to your presence alone. You might think, sure, that's something that happens when I'm around. But the real clincher is when they do it, even when you're not there. And that's where things get even more intriguing. Their subconscious is so attuned to you that your absence doesn't break the mental connection. They might still find themselves unconsciously replicating your gestures, posture, or even using phrases you've said, because you've left an indelible mark on their psyche. This is where the true power of Old Stoic wisdom comes into play. The Stoics would tell us that our mind is a fortress, and once someone enters that mental stronghold, the imprint they leave can be long-lasting, just as the iron mind builds its strength over time through resilience and awareness. The connection that's formed is not just casual, it's a reflection of deeper, more meaningful engagement, something that cannot be dismissed easily. In real life, this phenomenon doesn't just happen in a vacuum. If someone is mimicking you in this way, it's a sign that they are mentally invested, whether they consciously recognize it or not. They might be doing it instinctively, but it speaks volumes about the depth of their feelings. You've made an impact on them, something that goes beyond attraction to something more substantial. You've become a part of their thought patterns, a thread woven into their daily existence. Think of it as a kind of unspoken acknowledgement of their desire to connect with you on a deeper level. You, as the object of their attention, must understand the power you hold. This isn't just a fleeting moment. It's the embodiment of the Stoic principles of mastery over the self. The more you recognize this subtle behavior, the more aware you become of the way others engage with you. They are reflecting you because they desire to be closer to you. Their subconscious mind is telling them to pay attention to you, to align with your presence, because In their mental world, you are central. You must approach this with the strength of an iron mind, aware of your influence and cautious of the power dynamics at play. Don't take this for granted. Recognize the signs for what they are, deep psychological signals that someone is mentally consumed by you. It's time to embrace this knowledge and see how you can use it to guide your interactions. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever noticed someone mirroring you? What do you think it means? Let's talk about it. Sign number 2. They remember the smallest details, micro memories that matter. Don't be fooled by the little things. They carry immense weight. Have you ever casually mentioned your favourite childhood snack? Just a passing remark, and a week later you find it mysteriously appearing in front of you, or shared that you love a particular type of music, and suddenly it's not just on their playlist, but it seems as though they've been listening to it for weeks. These moments aren't just coincidences, they reveal something much deeper. When someone fantasizes about you, they don't simply listen, they become sponges, absorbing every tiny detail, no matter how insignificant it may seem to you. They're not just collecting facts, they're building a world where they know you better than anyone else, where they understand you on a level that feels intimate and real. This behavior has its roots in a concept called selective attention theory, a cognitive bias in which the brain naturally prioritizes emotionally significant information. When someone's mind is filled with thoughts of you, their brain becomes hyper-attuned to everything related to you. They begin noticing the smallest cues, details that, in other circumstances, might slip by unnoticed. The most fascinating part, often they don't even realize they're doing it. They aren't trying to impress you, nor are they trying to manipulate you. They're simply living inside their mental fantasy of you, replaying your words, your habits, your preferences, constructing an image of you in their mind that they can return to over and over again. It's an ongoing process of mental construction, and the tiniest pieces of information, things you may have forgotten you shared, are the building blocks. This level of attentiveness is often mistaken for coincidence, but it's actually a deliberate mental exercise. They take your words and experiences and carefully weave them into a mental narrative, a story where you are the protagonist, and every detail, no matter how small, plays a crucial role. These details matter to them, not because they want to impress you or manipulate your perception, but because they want to understand you on a deeper, more profound level. It's almost as if they're slowly piecing together a puzzle, where each new detail is another small victory, another step closer to fully comprehending you. This intense focus is not just a result of attraction, it's a reflection of a powerful, unspoken desire to be connected to you, to be part of your world, and to understand you better than anyone else. In fact, it's almost as if they are testing the boundaries of your relationship with them, seeing how much of you they can hold in their mind and revisit at will. It's not obsession in the unhealthy sense, but rather a form of deep, quiet attachment. This is practical stoicism at its finest. Their thoughts are laser-focused, and their ability to remember these small details is a direct result of their inner discipline, their drive to understand you, to experience a connection that transcends surface-level interactions. They are masters of selective attention, drawn to the pieces of your life that most others would ignore. Each memory, each tiny detail becomes a part of their mental landscape, a place they return to when they need to feel closer to you. And don't dismiss this behavior as mere coincidence or flattery. It's more than that. It's the product of a mind that has become immersed in thoughts of you. When they surprise you with a detail you thought was forgotten, it's not just a pleasant gesture, it's the manifestation of their internal world, where your presence looms large. This is a sign of their deep emotional investment, a subtle but powerful clue that they're not just casually interested in you, they're building an entire mental structure around you. The smallest details, like your favourite song or a nostalgic snack, aren't trivial. They're essential to the narrative they're creating in their mind. It's a narrative that keeps them connected to you even when you're apart. This isn't just about remembering facts. It's about constructing a reality where you're always present, always in their thoughts. And as they build this mental version of you, they begin to live inside it, revisiting it at will, always refining it, always filling in the gaps. This intense focus can be seen as a path of wisdom, where their pursuit of understanding you becomes a quiet form of mastery over their emotions and their desires. It's a path that draws on the Stoic principles of focus and discipline, where each detail is treated with respect and care. They're not just idly passing time, they are deliberately crafting a deeper connection, one that's built on real knowledge, real understanding. So when you notice that they've remembered something small, something you thought was insignificant, take a moment to recognize what it really means. This behavior is not random. It's a sign of their commitment to you, their desire to understand you, and their efforts to stay close to you, mentally and emotionally. They are giving you a glimpse into the world they've built around you, a world where every tiny detail matters, and in this world, you are not just someone they know, you are someone they understand in ways that others may never even attempt. So when they surprise you with these small moments, don't take them lightly. Understand that this is their way of saying, "You matter to me," in the most profound way possible. Sign number 3. They find excuses to be near you. The magnetic pull. Notice how they always manage to be near you, no matter the circumstances? At work, at a social gathering, or even just passing through the halls, they somehow end up beside you, and yet it never feels forced. It's always wrapped in a seemingly innocent excuse, like, "Oh, I didn't know you'd be here. I was just passing by." Let me tell you this. This isn't some coincidence. It's a deliberate action. It's a subconscious drive that goes much deeper than just wanting to be near you. It's the invisible force of attraction at play, and it's real. When someone is emotionally captivated, they don't just want your physical presence. They crave proximity to your energy, to your essence. They want to hear your voice, see the subtle changes in your mood, and witness the way you interact with the world. Psychologists call this proximity-seeking behavior. It's a form of connection that operates beneath the surface, rooted in the way the human mind is wired to seek out what it desires. And that desire isn't always just for what is tangible. No, they are storing mental snapshots of you, collecting the moments they spend near you, to fuel the fantasies that play out in their minds when they're alone at night. The truth is, their presence is saying far more than their words ever could. It's a silent confession of their longing, even if they never put it into words. The pull is subtle, but it's undeniable. They seek you out not just because they want to be around you, but because your mere presence in their life becomes an addiction, a need. This isn't a random occurrence. It's a quiet obsession that is building within them, piece by piece, day after day. If you notice this pattern happening frequently, know this. It's no accident. It's the magnetic pull of their desire for you. Remember, this isn't just about physical closeness. They want to be near you, to feel your aura, your energy, your vibe. It's not just the body they crave, it's your essence. It's like the ancient wisdom of Epictetus suggests. What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about these things. They might not admit it, but they are constantly evaluating how close they can get to you without revealing their true feelings. They may not be bold enough to express their fantasies out loud, but they're thinking it. And here's the truth. You know it. They're trying to plant themselves in your world. This silent pursuit is something powerful. It's one of the clearest signs that they're not just passively admiring you. They're actively fantasizing about you, whether you realize it or not. The human mind is driven by desire, and when someone is obsessed with the idea of you, they will engineer every situation to be closer to you. As the Stoics would say, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. But when you have this kind of magnetic pull, you have the power. Their actions, though subtle, give you the upper hand because they're revealing their cards. Don't miss the signs. Don't ignore the small moments when they end up right next to you. This is where the power lies. They might never voice it directly, but their proximity speaks volumes. And in today's world, This isn't just about being close. It's about creating the mental and emotional intimacy that builds over time, where proximity isn't just a chance encounter, but a calculated choice. The more you notice, the more you understand. They're always trying to get closer. And you must decide what that closeness means. Seize this moment, take control, and make your next move count. Remember, in relationships and in life, you're not a passive participant. You're a force to be reckoned with. This magnetic pull, it's only the beginning. It's time to take action, harness your power, and win. Epictetus knew it. To win, you must first recognize the game. Now that you see it, take charge. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Sign number 4. Their body language betrays their imagination, eyes, lips, and hidden tension. Words can deceive, but the body speaks the truth. In every interaction, there are hidden layers of communication that go far beyond what we say out loud. If someone can't stop fantasizing about you, their body will reveal it, often without them even realizing it. The body is incapable of lying. It reacts instinctively to emotions, and those emotions, especially attraction, manifest in ways that words simply cannot. In moments of desire, the body whispers the secrets that the mind tries to keep concealed. These nonverbal clues, subtle as they might be, are the key to understanding what someone truly feels deep down. Pay close attention to them, and you'll unlock a world of unspoken communication that could tell you far more than you might expect. The first sign you should notice is the way they look at you. Eye contact can reveal everything. If someone is really attracted to you, their gaze will linger longer than usual. It's not just a passing glance, it's a lingering look that holds your attention, often focusing on your lips or your face as though they are trying to memorize every detail. Research published in the Journal of Research and Personality supports this. Prolonged eye contact is often a nonverbal sign of emotional and sexual interest. It's an instinctual reaction, driven by desire and fascination. They might find themselves unable to look away from you, their eyes silently conveying what their words might never say. This is where the ancient Stoic wisdom can help us understand. The body often reveals truths that the mind might try to suppress, and when someone can't stop gazing at you, their body is telling you that they're emotionally and physically invested in you in ways they might not even be fully aware of. Then there's the subconscious act of touching their own lips or neck. This is more than just a nervous tic, it's a sign of vulnerability and attraction. The lips and neck are sensitive areas, and when someone touches them, it's a gesture that reveals emotional arousal. It's almost as if their body is in tune with their desires, responding to the presence of someone who has captured their attention. The neck, especially, is an intimate area, and touching it can be an unconscious display of someone trying to keep their emotions in check, or even an effort to calm themselves in the face of attraction. This isn't a random gesture. It's a powerful signal that their emotions are running deep, and they're trying to process the feelings that are surfacing. They might not even know why they're doing it, but the action is their body's way of letting them, and you, know what's going on beneath the surface. The Old Stoic principles teach us that our emotions and desires can't always be controlled. The iron mind might attempt to suppress these feelings, but the body remains the truth teller, revealing everything the mind tries to hide. Now, let's take a moment to observe their body language as a whole. Even if they aren't speaking to you directly, their body will still be oriented towards you. It's as if the pull between you is magnetic. Notice the way their feet, shoulders, and legs all face in your direction. It might seem like an accidental alignment, but it's not. It's a clear sign that you have captured their attention, and their body is following their mental focus, even if they're trying to act nonchalant. This directional body language speaks volumes. They don't even need to speak. Their body tells you that you're the center of their thoughts. In the same way that the body reveals the truth about their desire, it also shows how deeply they're invested in the moment. You're not just a fleeting thought for them. You've become the focus of their entire being. The iron mind may try to resist, but the body's alignment and posture will always give it away. Look for micro-expressions of nervousness or anticipation, things like fidgeting, adjusting clothes, or smoothing their hair. These small movements may seem insignificant at first, but they're not about vanity. They are about preparation. When someone is trying to impress you, even if they're not fully conscious of it, their body will give subtle hints of their desire to look their best in front of you. The Stoic principles we often hold dear remind us of the power of self-discipline, of being in control of ourselves, of maintaining composure. Yet the body defies this control, acting instinctively in response to attraction. These small gestures of nervousness, whether it's smoothing their clothes or fixing their hair, are the result of their mind's desire to impress, to show you their best self, even if they don't have the words to do so. The reality is that when someone's mind is consumed with fantasies of you, their body is bound to follow, whether they give it permission or not. Their thoughts and their desires will find expression in the way they move, the way they look at you, and the way they try to calm their nerves. It's all connected, and the signs are there if you know how to read them. The body becomes the language of hidden desires, and the old Stoic wisdom teaches us that no matter how controlled we strive to be, our physical reactions will betray us. The iron mind can try to maintain control, but the body will always find a way to express what is felt, even when it's hidden deep within. That's why it's crucial to notice these signs. They're the body's way of telling you what words can't. It's time to trust in the wisdom of the body, to listen to its language, and recognize that the clues are all around you. So the next time you notice someone looking at you with lingering eyes, or touching their lips in a way that seems almost instinctual, pay attention. Notice their body posture and the subtle shifts in their movements. These are signs of hidden attraction and desire, signals that their imagination is working overtime in ways they might not even realize. The principles of Stoic wisdom tell us that we cannot control every impulse, and while the mind may strive for discipline, the body will always speak its truth. You are being noticed, whether they admit it or not, and their body is telling you all you need to know. If you found this insight valuable, don't forget to like, comment below, and share with someone who could benefit from this knowledge. Subscribe for more wisdom on the hidden signs of attraction. Comment to remember, I am magnetic and irresistible. Your non-verbal cues speak volumes, so let's embrace the power of your energy. Sign number 5, the sudden withdrawal. A fantasy's hidden fear. Don't mistake the sudden coldness for indifference. It's not rejection. It's fear. One moment they're warm, engaged, maybe even flirting with you. Then, out of nowhere, they go cold, distant, almost as if they're avoiding you. Suddenly, you're left questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? But here's the truth. This shift isn't about you. It's about their own internal struggle with their intense thoughts of you, the kind of thoughts that have become an overwhelming fantasy in their mind. When a man fantasizes about someone so deeply, so often, the thoughts begin to consume him, and he reaches a psychological tipping point. The boundary between what's real and imagined begins to blur. That's when the panic sets in. They don't want you to notice just how obsessed they've become, nor do they want you to think that they've become too obvious, too intense, too much. Worse, they fear that when the fantasy finally meets reality, it will fall short. You won't measure up. It won't feel as fulfilling as they imagined. This tug-of-war between desire and fear is a classic case of what psychologists call approach-avoidance conflict. It's a mental battlefield where desire pushes them towards you. Let them in. Get closer. But fear screams in the background, stay away. This is too much. So what do? They pull away. They disappear for a few days. They act like nothing's changed. But inside, they're fighting the intensity of their own feelings, desperately trying to douse the flames of desire that are burning too brightly. And when they return, they act as though nothing happened, as if everything is normal. But here's the kicker. Their eyes, their gaze, will always tell the story. That flicker, That intensity you notice in the way they look at you speaks volumes. They're trying to play it cool, but the truth is, their attraction to you is stronger than ever. This is one of the 6 hidden clues they secretly fantasize about you every night. It's a response to an overwhelming mental and emotional pull they can't fully control. They long to connect, yet the sheer force of their desire terrifies them. It's a constant cycle of drawing near, then pulling away, each time intensifying their internal conflict. You might think it's about you, but in reality, it's about them struggling with their fantasy versus reality. They want to be close, but they also fear the vulnerability of revealing their deepest thoughts and feelings. It's this fear of being consumed by the fantasy that leads them to withdraw. Don't take it personally. It's not about you being too much or too little. It's about their own internal world that they're battling with. They're scared. Scared of letting you in, scared of how deeply they feel, and scared that the fantasy they've created in their mind will fall short in the real world. The key to understanding this behavior is realizing that they're not avoiding you. They're avoiding the intensity of their emotions. They want to be close, but they fear that once they get too close, the fantasy will collapse under the weight of reality. The reality is this. They may try to hide it, but their eyes never lie. They can try to keep their distance, but their desire is still there, burning, smouldering, waiting for the moment they can't resist the pull any longer. And when they do return, you'll see it in their eyes, a look that speaks louder than words ever could. So, the next time they pull away, don't take it as rejection. See it for what it truly is, a fear of the fantasy they're not yet ready to confront. Sign number 6. They get jealous over people you barely notice the possession fantasy. Sign number 6. They get jealous over people you barely notice. The possession fantasy. Imagine this. You're in a room, conversing with someone. You're laughing, smiling, sharing a harmless moment. It's completely innocent, with no romantic intentions or ulterior motives. But then, the mood shifts. You notice a change in their demeanour. They go silent. Their energy suddenly goes cold. They drop a subtle but cutting remark. "Oh, you and him seem to get along." It's a casual comment, yet it holds so much weight. What you're witnessing is not just jealousy, but a deeper, fantasy-driven jealousy. Even though you and they might not have anything real or defined, their mind has already written an entire narrative, a story where you belong to them. They've imagined your first conversation, your first date, your first argument, and everything in between. In their mind, the relationship exists fully, even if it hasn't in reality. So when someone else enters the picture, when someone else engages with you, even in the most innocent of ways, it disrupts that narrative. It threatens the fantasy they've built in their mind. And that, my friend, is when the emotional outbursts, however subtle, come to the surface. They might try to suppress their feelings. They might try to act unaffected, but their eyes give it away. Their tone speaks the truth. Their actions, the little jabs, the snide comments, they all expose the deep, hidden jealousy that lurks beneath the surface. What you're seeing is a direct symptom of what psychologists call imagined emotional investment. In simpler terms, they have invested so much of their emotional energy, their time and their thoughts into you that they begin to feel entitled to your attention, your feelings, and your space. They've spent so many mental hours picturing a life with you, anticipating moments that haven't even happened yet, that they've built a real sense of ownership over your emotions, despite there being no actual relationship. The problem is, they aren't in love with you. They are in love with the idea of you, the idea that you belong to them and them alone. This fantasy holds more value to them than reality itself. The jealousy you see is not about control or domination, though it might appear that way. It's about their deep desire to belong, to be the centre of your world, and the discomfort they feel when they perceive even the smallest threat to that imagined reality. It's not a personal attack on you, but it feels like one because they've woven you so deeply into their mind. The jealousy is their emotional response to the very idea that someone else might take your attention or affection. It feels like a violation, an intrusion into the world they've painstakingly built. This phenomenon is powerful, and it's all in the mind. They are not merely jealous in the traditional sense, they are deeply connected to a fantasy they've created. And, for them, that fantasy feels just as real as any relationship could. They don't just want your attention, they need it, craved it. They need to be the only one who exists in your mind, the only one who gets your affection, and the only one you trust with your time. This behavior is not an indication of love, but rather a form of possession. They need to own you in their mental and emotional world. They might even convince themselves that they are acting out of love, but the truth is, it's about control. It's about claiming a space in your life, even when you may not have invited them to do so. When you understand this, you realize that their jealousy is not something you can control. It's a reflection of their mental state, not a reflection of your actions. You have no responsibility to manage their fantasies or emotions. You should not feel guilty for their jealousy or guilt-ridden for not reciprocating their imagined feelings. You are not in a relationship with them, not yet, and maybe never will be. The critical thing here is to recognize that jealousy is not about control. It's about their need for control and their need for exclusive emotional involvement. They are so deeply invested in the what-if scenarios that when reality doesn't align with their narrative, they react. It's a psychological trap they've placed themselves in, and it has little to do with you, even though it might feel personal. The real challenge here is to protect your own emotional boundaries. Don't let their jealousy dictate how you live or how you engage with others. Be aware of the mental trap they've set for themselves and do not allow it to pull you in. There's a powerful lesson here. Epictetus, a leading Stoic philosopher, taught us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote is your blueprint. When you encounter this kind of jealousy, remember that their emotions are not yours to carry. Their jealousy is a result of their emotional investment in a fantasy, not a reflection of anything real about you. You have control over how you respond, how you allow their emotional games to affect you. In life, many will try to impose their fantasies on you. Stoicism wins because it empowers you to live free of external expectations and emotional manipulation. By practicing the principles of Stoicism, you learn to detach your emotional responses from the actions of others. Their jealousy is their burden, not yours. You are not obligated to play into their fantasies or provide validation for their emotional needs. Take a stand. Protect your emotional sovereignty. Recognize the power within yourself to set boundaries, to let go of what doesn't serve you. They may dream of a world where you are exclusively theirs, but that world doesn't exist unless you allow it. Your role in their fantasy is not set in stone. You must take back control of your life, your relationships, and your emotional responses. This is your life to live, not theirs to dictate. In modern life, we face constant pressure to meet the expectations of others, to fulfill roles in their imagined realities. But Stoicism teaches you the strength to say no. No, you will not be a part of their emotional fantasy. No, you will not carry the weight of their imagined world. This is your time, your space. Stoicism wins because it teaches you how to live free, without the chains of someone else's mental trap. Stand firm, take control, and remember, you are not theirs to possess. You are yours to claim. Recap. They mirror you without realizing it. They remember the tiniest details. They find reasons to always be near. Their body language betrays them. They pull away to protect the fantasy. They get jealous over people you don't even notice. Hey, thanks for watching. Remember, each of these signs might seem random at first, but when they show up together, it's not just a coincidence. You're not just a passing thought to them. You're their mental escape, their secret universe. Even if they don't say it, you've made a lasting impression. So, what will you do with that power? If you've noticed these signs in someone you know, or if this video helped you understand something you've been feeling, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, leave a comment below and share your thoughts. Have you ever caught someone fantasizing about you, or maybe you've been the one lost in those thoughts? And hey, don't forget to subscribe to Old Stoic Wisdom for more mind-blowing insights into love, psychology, and the hidden behaviors we all have. We've got so much more to uncover, and I'd love for you to be part of it. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.